What happened to the missing orphans? During the Hour of Joy, all the employees within Playtime Co were killed by the bigger body toys under the influence of the prototype. However, what's interesting is that we don't see any of the orphans in the Hour of Joy VHS tape or anywhere else in the factory. So, where are they? To answer this question, we have to explain why the Hour of Joy happened. This event took place as a result of the bigger bodies initiative that was turning employees and kids into giant toys. The prototype, along with the other bigger body toys, were empathetic towards the suffering of the children along with the other experiments. We could see examples of this in characters like Mommy Longlegs and Kissy Missy. While Mommy Longlegs was aggressive to the staff, she was motherly to the kids and other experiments. We see that Kissy Missy also deeply cared for the children. This is evidenced when we leave Home Sweet Home. We're immediately attacked by Kissy Missy, but quickly saved by Poppy, who says that we didn't do anything wrong and that we're here to help. While this explains why the toys helped play a massive role in the Hour of Joy, this was just the beginning of the prototype's plan. While the Hour of Joy was an important step of the plan, it was only a small footnote of the elaborate scheme that will allow himself and the orphans to escape the factory. The first step of this plan involves convincing the other toys to rise up and kill all the employees within Playtime Co. In order to keep the kids safe during the Hour of Joy, the bigger body toys would instruct them to go hide in certain areas. This is evidenced by the VHS tape of the smiling critters. The smiling critters most likely represent the orphans during the Hour of Joy. The storm outside probably represents the screams they're hearing while hiding from the Hour of Joy. Of course, the orphans were frightened by the screams and alarms they were hearing. This is when Catnap would show up and the orphans would beg Catnap to help them go to sleep, just like in the VHS tape. Catnap would then emit his red smoke and put their worries to rest. Furthermore, within the VHS tape, we can also see a clock that has the time 10:06. This serves as a chilling reference to the prototype, considering the clock's hands are made of bone similar to parts of the prototype's hand. Not to mention that all the clocks we see while exploring Playcare all share the time 10:06. Once the Hour of Joy was over, Catnap would carry out the second step. He would round up the kids and take them to the elevator platform. They would descend down to the deepest parts of the factory and make their way to the labs where the prototype resides, along with the redirected red smoke. Now you may be wondering, why was the red smoke on the right side to begin with? I believe that this was the third step of the prototype's plan, to put the orphans into a deep sleep using the red smoke from both the gas production zone and Catnap. He would keep them in stasis until his plan was complete, so he, along with the other orphans, can finally leave the factory. This is supported by three things. Firstly, Chapter 3's title, Deep Sleep, is most likely a reference to the orphans who are still in stasis. Secondly, this is supported by Chapter 1, when we free Poppy from her glass case. In the surrounding room and hallway, we're presented with a familiar red hue, similar to that of the red smoke found in Chapter 3. Another thing to keep in mind is that we know Catnap put Poppy inside the glass case and filled it with red smoke. This is evidenced by this scene in the music video Sleep Well by CG5, where a disillusioned Poppy defects from the prototype's cult after seeing the bloodshed and countless dead employees. While it's not directly seen in the music video, it's implied that Catnap put Poppy in stasis by this scene. This supports the theory that the red smoke can be used to keep people and toys in a deep stasis. Thirdly, Ollie describes the gas production zone as the beating heart of the whole evil Playcare system, the very thing that's keeping the orphans in stasis.
Welcome to the gas production zone, the beating heart of the whole evil Playcare system.
In order for the prototype to keep the orphans in stasis, he would need a practically endless supply of red smoke. Using both Catnap and the gas production zone allowed the prototype to keep the orphans in stasis for the last decade. However, when we redirect the red smoke under Ollie's guidance, we end up waking the orphans from their deep sleep in the labs in preparation for the fourth and final step. In this last step, the prototype would use the redirected red smoke as an anesthetic on the player in order to turn itself back into a human by stealing our body and leaving the factory with the now freed orphans. For a more in-depth explanation of why the prototype wants to turn itself back into a human again, check out this video linked in the description. All in all, we can clearly see that the prototype deeply cares for the children and wants to keep them safe. Although the children aren't in any danger, they are still trapped deep within the factory. Therefore, they aren't really free. Now you may be wondering where we're going in the next chapter. Based on these flyers promoting Playtime Co.'s new amusement park, it seems likely that we're going there in Chapter 4. The amusement park could act as a hub similar to Playcare back in Chapter 3. We'll most likely explore this hub, completing several tasks until eventually we come across the labs where both the prototype and the orphans reside. After defeating the prototype, our player will take the freed orphans and leave the factory. Thus, our player can move forward knowing that the terrible actions of the past, along with Playtime Co, can finally be put to rest. And with that, this brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the theory presented here today. If you guys agree with my theory, or if you have any other theories regarding the missing orphans, feel free to let me know in the comments. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, I would really appreciate it if you guys could leave a like rating down below, as well as subscribing to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe, positive, be there for another, and remember, the grind never stops, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, y'all.